Why do you want to leave Japan?
With the recent anti-foreigner sentiment, if a place doesn't want me, I'm not going to stay, even though I want to stay.
Some of the cafes or like restaurants in Japan, they don't accept any Koreans.
Not just like no foreigners, but no Koreans specifically. Some cafes did that.
Yes, it was kind of shocking.
今年开始那个费用就是更新的费用有提高了，然后标准也变严格，需要的时间也会比较长。
I mean, life is robotic here. Like the economy is really slow. The population is decreasing.
It's just not how it was 25 years ago.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, when the economy is not moving, like
there's not much room to grow here. Being like doing English teaching, it felt strange. Like, why am I in Japan? My job doesn't allow me to speak Japanese.
Here, I know some Japanese friends of mine that would work also 10 hours or more.
There are more foreigners coming to live in Japan than ever before. But at a time when so many people are rushing to get in and live in this country, why are some foreigners on their way out? Here are their stories. Let's get started. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Sayong Song. I'm from Korea, Seoul, and I go to Waseda University right now. I'm in my third year, and I study economics.
How long have you been in Japan?
It's been 2 years, and I'm planning to graduate in here.
my name's Eric. I'm from California, and I've been in Japan, let's say 25 years, give or take. I came here as a juggling entertainer and traveled around with my act, and then wound up meeting a Japanese lady and got married, started a family, and that's all she wrote, you know.
Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Flora, 26 years old, coming from Rome, and I study at KU University. I've been studying Japanese for 6 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long have you been in Japan?
Around 9 months, I would say.
Hey, my name is Shaq. I'm from the UK originally. I've been here for around 3 years now, and I've been teaching English and doing modeling part-time. So, hey guys.
你可以自我介绍一下吗？
我叫 Christine， 然后我是从台湾来的，在日本读大学。
然后好像你来日本之前在欧洲留过学，对吧？
对，我
在哪里？
之前在 Hungary。
Wow. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Red Dog. I've been living off and on in Japan for about 3 years. I'm a teacher by trade, and I'm originally from Canada.
You're so tall, man, that like you're almost out of the screen. How tall are you?
I'm 6'6".
Why do you want to leave Japan?
The welcoming feeling that Japan had, like even just a few years ago, is very much depleting, or it's almost gone. I feel that, you know, Japanese people are starting to look at foreigners as more of a nuisance rather than people that are here to contribute to Japanese, you know, society and culture and here to respect it. And I mean, I understand where they're coming from, you know, but rather than looking at the internal problems of what's going on in their society, they're choosing to blame external problems. You know, it's like they will tell people, we don't want foreigners that are just going to drain our system. When the foreigners that are here in Japan, I think it's like 3%. And out of those 3% of foreigners that are here in Japan, most of them work and contribute into the tax system. There's very few illegals here compared to like any other country in the world. So, you know, with them taking on that mindset, it really turns me off of feeling welcomed here, especially as a working professional and somebody who wants to take a bigger part or a bigger step into Japanese society.
Why are you leaving Japan?
As an English teacher, there wasn't much room to grow and do other things. Again, which is not a bad thing. Some people are fine with being in Japan, being an English teacher for 15 years. But for me, I don't see myself doing that job for like 10 years, 15 years, honestly.
A better job, a higher paying job. Would that keep you here?
Maybe being able to be flexible. Being flexible and being able to explore the country a bit more. Honestly, I've only been to Tokyo and Osaka in the 3 years that I've been here, which is really bad. Do you know what as well though? One thing that has been a struggle for me being out here. I'm type 1 diabetic. So in the UK, like medication is like free. Here is not. Like being American, you probably used to like paying for medication. I'm not. So being here, having to have an extra bill to pay for, it's something that I worry about every month. I remember there was one month here that I had no money, and I'd run out of medication, and it was something that I don't ever want to go through again. I think the longest I've been in the hospital was like 3 days. And that cost me like 90,000 yen, which is like, it's around like $800, $700. And yeah, it's something that I worry about.
Why are you leaving Japan? Why don't you want to stay?
I'm leaving Japan because I came here only to learn, in a sense, Japanese. I've been studying it for like 6 years, as I said previously, and I really wanted to enhance my ability in Japanese. So I think that my time here not only has come to an end, in a sense that I feel ready to move on and to come back to Italy.
When you graduate from university, why didn't you consider getting a job here in Japan instead?
Actually, coming here, I had the chance to meet with representatives from Japanese company, but still, I think that not only I don't feel really appealed by, for example, the working culture in a sense that in Italy we get to work, for example, for 6-7 hours. Here, I know some Japanese friends of mine that would work also 10 hours or more. Yeah, so I could never do that. I mean, the priority for me would be family in this case, since I'm getting married. So I would like to find a place where I can work and also balance my personal life.
How much more time do you have in Japan before you leave?
2 months. I'm leaving, I would say, around February, first days of February. So, yeah.
You've lived in Japan for all these years. You've raised a family. Your 2 kids are half Japanese. Like, you have real roots here. Why would you consider leaving after so long?
Well, hello, 25 years is a long time. That's almost half of my life. Well, not quite half. I'm actually 60. I'm a Kanreiki right now, which is a 60-year-old Kanreiki. That's the celebration. I don't know. I was just thinking about retiring and moving someplace else because I've just been here so long. At that time, that was what, 4 or 5 months ago when you reached out to me. Yeah, life is robotic here. Like the economy is really slow. The population is decreasing.
Well, how does it compare to when you first got here? Was Japan a lot different 25 years ago?
I would say yes, it was. That was the bubble era, the bubble jidai, as they say in Japanese, and like money was just flying around everywhere. It was like, it was good money back in the day, and that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, inflation's really high, so things are getting more expensive. Buying food, buying groceries, things like that. Yeah, the salaries have been stagnant for 30 years, so you probably haven't gotten a raise in a while.
That's a good case in point.
Why do you want to leave Japan after you graduate?
Since I don't speak like native level of Japanese, it's kind of hard for me to get a job here. Like especially when I do shukatsu, I need to do like all like mansutsu in all Japanese, but it's kind of hard because I don't speak like keigo and sonkeigo and actually when I first entered Waseda, I thought I would be so fluent by now because it's been 2 years. But to be honest, I don't get to use Japanese at all like daily lives because I take the classes in English.
Which countries are you thinking of going to after you graduate and leave Japan?
Actually, my ultimate goal is to live in the States. Cause like I really love the people like and the vibes from like in the States but I actually wanna like live in a country or a place where I could speak English. So cause I want to improve my English level. So yes.
Wow, you're already very good at English. 你想不想在日本工作呢？
可能一半一半，就是留或者是离开的一半一半。就是我们觉得日本人就是会为公司就是奉献自己的一生，或是自己的身体健康这样子的感觉。
对外国人来说，在日本生活有什么优点，还有什么缺点呢？
因为日本可能相对比较封闭，然后他们有一些比较严谨的文化，但是如果你是外国人的话，他们可能会稍微包容你一下，对。然后，但是缺点就是你有可能会觉得我没有办法融入这里。
When you first came to Japan, did you expect to stay here forever?
My entire goal of coming to Japan was I wanted to make myself a life here. You know, like the countryside is beautiful, the cities are fun, the people are pretty cool. Like there's so much going for this place that I expected to be here long term, up into retirement. Like I was looking at purchasing my own place here, opening up a business. Yeah.
How has the changing political situation in Japan affected you?
So the landscape with the recent changes, and this just happened this year. So I had left Japan for my work for 2 years, and I went to Vietnam with the intention of moving back. And my goal was to establish my own education business here. But with the recent anti-foreigner sentiment, they increased the price of getting a business manager visa for entrepreneurs like myself who want to grow a business in Japan, basically made it unaffordable. It went from 5 million yen to 35 million yen. And they made it so, or they're going to make it so that if you want to purchase property here, you have to be a resident. So not just a visa holder, but you have to have residency. And gaining residency in Japan is not an easy thing. It's like a 6-year process.
As a Korean living here in Japan and a foreigner in general, have you ever experienced any like uncomfortable situations?
Like recently, like ever since I came to Japan, I've never like got into any situations where I felt like discriminated. But like a few years ago, even before I was in Japan, I heard from the news that some of the where we had like a complicated like political situation going on at that time. Some of the cafes or like restaurants in Japan, they kind of like had the saying where they don't accept any Koreans in the in
Really?
Yes.
Not just like no foreigners, but no Koreans specifically. Some cafes did that.
Yes, it was kind of shocking, but I mean, actually, like also in Korea, we actually had some of the restaurants like where we don't accept Japanese
Oh,
too.
really?
So I mean, it was kind of more of political side, but I mean, these days it got much better.
How about when you're speaking Korean in public? Do you ever feel self-conscious speaking a foreign language?
One time, I was talking in Korean with my friend at a restaurant, but there were like old aged people, like Japanese people, like sitting right next to us, and they were kind of like staring at us, and I just kind of got self-conscious, and I just like stopped speaking in Korean. When I walk on the streets with my friends, like Korean friends, I don't usually tend to speak in Korean at a loud voice because I feel like the people in Japan are more irritated by like foreign languages. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I don't speak like Korean, like in a public places, especially like in a train or where we have to like keep it in a low voice and stuff.
然后因为现在中日关系有点紧张，来自台湾的人会不会受到影响啊？
我个人来说并没有什么影响，因为我来日本，就是如果是来旅游什么的，也不太需要签证什么的。
对。
对，
但是你在外面讲中文的时候，会不会有点不舒服啊？会觉得别人在听你？
可能会有点担心被认为说不是台湾人，然后因为日本人对台湾人，我觉得都很友善。就如果他知道你是台湾人的话，他会对你很好啊，怎么样的。然后如果被误认为是别的国家的人的话，有可能他们会比较警戒。
So do you think that learning Japanese is a useful language for work?
I don't think so. Honestly, I mean, if I could come back, if I could go back in time, maybe I would study Japanese as like I would try to have Japanese skills as a secondary skill, and I would more like focus on something else. Maybe on, I don't know, marketing or also something more related to the tech. And then I would try to learn as best as I can, like Japanese.
Is it worth it to learn Japanese?
It depends on how are you how to what extent are you willing to actually sacrifice your time, in a sense that it took life out of me. No, joking, of course, no. I did it with passion, but you reach a certain point where you need to be really like where you need to be solid on your routine, I would say, and you can never like stop like you cannot be away from Japanese for a long time, because I mean this applies to every language, I think, but Japanese specifically, also because of the written part and whatever, like it needs attention, I would say. So it was worth it, but still, I mean, it took a lot from me. Like I had this ideal, like this idea also of me becoming fluent just in 1 year, even though I've been studying it for a while. That seeing that I couldn't do it, that it was more difficult than I expected, like that made me a little bit fall out of love with Japanese. But again, like it's not because of Japanese people that I met here. It's not because of the language per se. It's more like for me, in a sense. I was struggling because I tend to do comparisons with other people, and I feel like everyone, in a way, just I don't know, got so much better, and I didn't a little bit. Maybe because I didn't have really the chance to speak directly with Japanese people.
For me, one of the things with like English teaching as well was the fact that they don't allow you to. A lot of jobs don't allow you to speak Japanese. So it ended up where I felt like my Japanese was getting worse being in that job. It felt strange. Like, why am I in Japan? My job doesn't allow me to speak Japanese, but then you go outside and it's like, if you don't speak Japanese, you're not gonna be able to engulf yourself in society as well as you probably would want to. So it was kind of like a juxtaposition. My job is stopping me from growing in my Japanese. It's weird because I feel like my Japanese is at a level like it's okay, but it's not where I want it to be. And it's so weird, like being a speaker of Japanese and feeling like my level isn't as good as I want it to be. I kind of have a fear of like leaving Tokyo and being in an environment where it's like, okay, now your Japanese is really tested. How good are you?
What are the downsides to living in Japan as a foreigner long term?
Be sure you have enough money to support yourself. Come over here with some savings. Yeah, because you can't live off the dole here. Unemployment's not really a thing. Yeah, I've been at university here 18 years. I have not gotten one raise, not one
In 18 years.
in 18 years. But I love my job. Like, it was hard for like several years because there was a period where I moved to Hawaii for 5 years and then came back. And I was broke. I had debt. So it took me a long time to crawl out of debt, meaning that, I mean, to live abroad, I would really have to work hard. Now it's cheap here. So if you're coming from overseas, it's dirt cheap. The dollar, even other currencies go pretty far here, the euro and whatnot.
But you're on a Japanese salary.
I'm on a Japanese salary, but my YouTube revenue is 3 times what I make in yen. So we'll just,
So the Japanese economy declining was a factor in why you were thinking of leaving. It's just not how it was 25 years ago.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, when the economy is not moving, people they're not happy. They're not throwing their money around like they used to. It's, I used to be an entertainer in Japan and I would get paid in an envelope, and it got up to, 70, 80,000 for one little, one little juggling gig. It was good money back in the day, and that doesn't exist anymore.
For somebody in my profession as a teacher, I look at it 2 ways. Do I stay in Japan and make a very low standard of living for myself internationally with what my job normally pays, right? For the convenience of living in a country that really doesn't want me here anymore, or do I go somewhere else where I'm treated a bit better, the pay is actually competitive, and the people in the country actually want foreigners there investing in the country to let it grow.
Where would that be? Thailand, Vietnam? Where are you looking into?
So Vietnam, definitely, they right now are a big hub, growing hub for people for wanting foreign workers there. But there are other countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, that I'm very much considering. Taiwan is another one. Even South Korea to an extent, which does very much also has like a very anti-foreigner sentiment, but they want like skilled professionals.
I don't want to see you go, man. My friends are leaving. All right, maybe we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I appreciate you taking the time to meet. If people want to find you on social media, where should they go?
So you can follow me on my Twitch channel, the www.twitch.tv/RedDogRebel. I do occasionally stream from there time to time.
Stop eating during the interview.
I'm starving. I'm sorry.
We just ate.
I know, but I only had an American dog. Wasn't enough.
If people want to follow you on social media, where can they find you?
I'm the Eric Surf 6 channel. I believe it's
Okay. I think they see it. We can write it on the screen.
it's all about getting old, 60 years. And if you like food, that's the place.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. It was great to catch up with you. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Well, likewise, you too.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I just met Flora walking down the street, and she recognized me from YouTube.
And I was like, excuse me, are you a YouTuber?
好的，好，那谢谢哦，非常感谢你今天接受采访哦，很高兴认识你。
谢谢。
I hope that you have a good last year at university and enjoy Japan.
Thank you so much.
If people want to follow you on YouTube, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube on Ace of Shaq, ACEOFSHAQ.
All right. Well, I'm sad to see you go, but I'm glad we got to hang out before you leave. Okay. Thanks, Shaq.
Thank you guys.
You'll be back. You'll be back. Bye-bye.